Hello, welcome to 5 Minutes with Sean, maybe 10. I hope you guys have had a great couple of weeks here. Obviously, we've been out. You've seen a ton of Vegas content. It's been a blast. But today, I want to bring you something extremely fun and exciting. This is something that I would like everyone to kind of start wrapping their minds around. Today is about not speaking in absolutes, okay? So you're not the only one that does something. Something doesn't necessarily not work for everyone. There's this idea right now, and I'm seeing it everywhere, whether it's in stores, whether it's on social media, whether it's in press releases, that it's this one and only, and if you do this, you're wrong. If you do this, you're right, and we're the only ones. Honestly, it's tiresome, really. So this idea, first, like, we'll start with display advertising, right? So I heard someone tell me display advertising never, ever works. Ever. It's a waste of money. Okay? Display advertising, I've seen it work. I think there are many different ways to make it work. I think it all depends on messaging. I think that's the same thing for all things within digital marketing. The thing is messaging, but it also comes down to pricing and merchandising. So, Auto Trader does not work. That's a false statement. It does work for some people if you're watching the data. And that's what I need you to think about. I need you to think about what it is for your situation. Here's another one. Yes, Ron Morrison, paid search does not work. That's a false statement, okay? And here's why all these statements are false, because I'm not going to sit here and try to draw them back to a sale of a car. That is a fool's errand. You who want to do it, go do it. Not my thing. What I'll tell you is the idea behind advertising, and I don't give a shit which it is, whether it's Auto Trader, paid search, display advertising, your website, any of the above, they're all about getting leads and opportunities. So, in paid search, if you set up Google Analytics correctly with simple goals, folks, okay? Nothing crazy. VDPs, new and used, phone calls, chats, trade tools, email submissions. Yeah, okay, that's all we're talking about. Very, very simple. Everyone tries to overcomplicate this whole thing, and you don't have to do it. It's actually a lot simpler than it even looks. So if you have that set up, and I see that paid search was 130 phone calls, and of those 130 phone calls, we know that half of them are sales calls in general, because we have call tracking, whatever the case is. Then if those turn into floor opportunities, then that was, to me, good advertising. But either way, if it gets you a phone call or an email, it's good advertising. And I know, could organic traffic do it? Yeah, in some areas, but in other areas, it's very, very expensive and competitive. New York, LA, Chicago, these are markets that are very, very competitive, and SEO, as good as it can be, isn't always the answer. Not to mention, it comes down to strategy. I have a client who spends what he's comfortable with, and let me make that clear to everybody. For all of us who think dealers waste their money, and I am number one on that list every single day of my life, if they can afford to waste it, who the hell are we to say anything? Yeah, that's right. It's taken me 5 years to get to that point. But who are we to say anything? That's not how we roll. It isn't our job. It's about affordability. So if a dealer can afford to do it, then he should do it. Is it in his best interest? Probably not. Probably not. But it doesn't matter if it's what he can afford and it's what he wants to do, even at the advisement of me or anyone else in my position, okay? And I'm another guy who used to use absolute. I used to say we were the only company who did vendor management. That's false. It's not true anymore. Have people copied the business model verbatim? Yes, they have. But it's no longer true, so I can no longer say it. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't say it at all. Death and taxes are the only two guarantees. The more time I spend in America, I can tell you right now, taxes are becoming optional. So death seems to be the only guarantee in life, and that's the only absolute I want to speak in. Everything else is up for strategy, interpretation, what people actually want to see out of it, okay? And for all these tools that are out there, widgets, etc. for websites, here's a bit of advice. Integrate into GA. And stop telling me that Google Analytics is a farce because it's the only free one offered. You want to overthrow Google, do it on your own time. The reality is, after 10 years of digital marketing nonsense, we can almost all agree that GA is where we go to verify our data. So let's not confuse the issue because it helps your narrative, whatever that might be. The dealer should come first. And if the dealer comes first, then us looking at our data is all going to make sense. okay? I promise. But we have to get away from this doesn't work. I'll give you another example. Recently had a client call me and say, Sean, I saw this demo down at Digital Dealer 25, which, oh my God, how exciting is it to get demos in these big, huge trade shows where everything is glitz and glamour. Yeah, wonderful. And they said they're the only ones that offer geo radiuses, okay? All they did was change the name of geofencing to geo radiuses and claim they were the only ones. This is nonsense. Knock it off. None of you are the only ones who do anything, and if you are, you'll only be that way for a certain number of days. I don't care about your proprietary algorithms and nonsense, and frankly, neither do dealers. What they're looking for is to be treated with respect and ask for their input. That's what they're looking for. So we can all stop saying, this is the only way, or this specifically does not work for anyone. I think it's nonsense. I really do. So I'm going to leave it to you guys with that today. I didn't want to go too far off on the tangent. I can feel myself going even further because this topic, it frustrates me to no end. I mean, I have notes on top of notes here about it because if I was going to do this, and today was that day, I wanted to be honest with you guys. I wanted to really put it out there and say to you, here are the thoughts that we've had. And again, marketing comes down to a great message. So if you have it, it's not going to matter. Google Analytics goals. There's another thing you have to have. Own your AdWords account. That goes for anyone and all reasons. Own it. And if you can't, there better be a damn good reason why you can't, okay? Start small. Tim Rowe, I think you know what I mean here, buddy. Don't ever jump into the pond with both feet. Warren Buffett said that, okay? Or I think he said river, okay? He jumped in with 1 foot at a time. That's the way to do business. Think through it. Have baseline metrics, understand what you're trying to accomplish. Marketing will be a lot easier, I promise you. So thank you guys so much for joining this week. As always, you can find me all over LinkedIn, companies on Facebook, companies on Twitter. You will find me at Sean, S-E-A-N, at carbizdonebetter.com. I believe the phone number, because I don't have my card handy, 262-278-0157. Otherwise, it's like on the screen right now, is my guess. So double check all of that. Please, guys, reach out, get a hold of me. Let me know what you want to see next. And thank you guys so much for listening.